A very good morning, everyone. Welcome to StudyIQ English. Very good morning, Rishi, Sakshi, Bulbul. Welcome to the Hindu News Analysis session with me. I am Saumya, and like every day, you and I will be discussing UPSC relevant articles from the Hindu newspaper, New Delhi edition. Okay, so that's for 14th November. Today also being the Children's Day. So, wishing everybody a beautiful future, a very good health, great fortunes. Okay. And then here we have about 8 articles that I have picked up from today's Hindu newspaper. That's the New Delhi edition. And these 9 articles have the first 3 coming from the editorial page. Yes, we always start from the editorial segment. Editorial articles being lengthier, more complex. Let's cover them first. So we have 3 from page number 8. That's editorial. The remaining articles, the remaining 5 are more prelims oriented and short ones. So like every day, let's quickly see the first article, talk about it, have discussion, keep cross-linking one current event to another so that we remember and recall everything for the exam. So good morning, Ramu, Aman. A very, very good morning there. Mandap, good morning. Kojumba, very good morning. Good morning, Saurabh. As everyone keeps joining in, let us begin now. Very good morning, Sitaram. The first article is about America, US. President Donald Trump has shaken up the world order once again, this time because he says that after a gap of 30 years, US will once again start testing nuclear weapons. Now, this announcement is coming at a very, very critical juncture. It is critical, one, because today already the world is seeing so many conflicts and wars. This announcement will only create another rat race towards nuclear weapon. Second, because the world leaders are meeting in Brazil, trying to talk about reducing their nationally determined contributions. And all these nuclear explosions, various kind of nuclear bomb testing, weapon testing will only mean much more environmental degradation. And still American president says that even if it's after 30 years, now nothing can stop America from testing once more its nuclear armed instruments. He says America first policy is supreme. America will always be the leader and nobody can stop America or force America to revise its policies. That's his idea. So President Trump, being who he is, has made a very categorical comment here. So therefore, this is IR GS paper 2 international relations. Yes, it is also GS paper 3 because we talk about the most modern and the most complex defense technology, science and technology. So very good morning there, Vikash, Sumed, and Dipesh is here, Deepak is here. Absolutely, it is a pure violation of not only the Paris Agreement 2015, but also a violation of NPT, a violation of CTBT. Yes, it is a violation, but that's what American president has announced. So very good morning, Reshma is here, Manisha is here. No, don't worry, Manisha. Definitely don't worry. Let's just focus on hard work and conceptual clarity and you will pass the exam. If you still are getting nervous, then we have the rigorous training for prelims, that's the SIP course. Perhaps that could be a very good solution for you. And if you want to talk to anybody in person, please feel free. There is a form that we have put here. Fill it up. Somebody will call you. If you still want to contact with the faculty, please leave behind that, raise an issue about that and definitely some solution will be created. So good morning, Eric. And now let's start with the article itself. Okay. GS paper 2, GS paper 3. Good morning, Lenny, and good morning, Ramu Kumar. Okay. So this article says, even though the world has not seen any new use of nuclear weapon since Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945. So we all know the Hiroshima-Nagasaki crisis, 1945, the atomic bomb that created devastation for generations to come. After that, in Japan, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, the world has not seen any major use of nuclear weapon. But the nuclear world order today is in deep stress. It is in deep anxiety. This is because nuclear arsenal, although, look at the paradox here. Look at the paradox here. Since 1945, no country has directly used nuclear weapon. But today, if you see in 2025, there is a very odd paradox here. Point number one of the paradox is that the total nuclear weapon, the total nuclear arsenal of the whole world has reduced from 65,000 warheads in 1970s to only 12,500 warheads today in 2025. Second paradox, the number of nuclear armed countries has also remained only limited to 9. So if you talk about nuclear armed countries, nuclear armed nations, that is also only 9 right now. It has not increased. During the Cold War, there was a prediction that by 2020, the number of nuclear weapon states will rise up to 2025, but that did not happen. So today, when we look at the whole world situation, not only do we have limited number of warheads, 12,500 only, we also have only 9 states that can be called as technically nuclear power states. Okay, but the problem is right now in 2025, the whole nuclear weapon ideology is looking very stressed out. It is looking under stress because the major pillars of nuclear order, non-proliferation, disarmament, and arms control are slowly eroding away. The 3 major pillars of sustainable use of nuclear energy, that is disarmament, no country will further create nuclear weapons. Non-proliferation, we will not exceed the amount of warheads that we have. And 3, arms control. All these have today eroded. And why have they eroded? Look at 2025 announcement coming from President Donald Trump. The American president has very proudly said that America will now once again resume nuclear testing after a gap and a ban of 30 years, 3 decades. This announcement happened on October 30th, 2025. And very proudly he said, if China is making nuclear weapons, if Russia is making nuclear weapons, if North Korea cannot be controlled, then why should America control its arms desire? So President Trump has announced today that US will resume testing. US will use nuclear weapons because Russia, China are doing it already. They are conducting tests. And therefore, America needs to stay above them. America needs to stay far ahead of them. And here is a very big confusion in his statement. This statement is a very ambiguous statement. Why is it such a confusing statement? Yes, it is confusing. One, because we are not sure. What does President Trump mean by the word testing? He has not clarified the meaning of the word testing. Was he referring to explosive nuclear test? Was he referring to a blast, explosive nuclear test? Or was he talking about a no-yield test? Now, there are 2 words you need to remember. One is called zero-yield test and the other is called low-yield test. Okay? Now, if you experiment with a nuclear weapon that creates a big blast, that's called explosive test. But if you test a nuclear weapon that either produces no blast, then that's called zero blast, zero yield test. If the testing creates a very low grade blast, a very small erosion, very small eruption, then it becomes a low yield test. Today we do not know whether President Trump is referring to an explosive nuclear test or a zero yield one or a low yield one. We do not know. Is he trying to talk about a non-explosive new kind of weapon? We don't know. Today, Trump is saying that the Department of War will be responsible behind this test. We are asking a question, why is he saying Department of War? He should have said Department of Energy. He should have said Department of Energy. Whether he is talking about nuclear test infrastructure at Los Angeles, whether he's talking about at Livermore or whether he's talking about at Nevada. All these facilities come under Department of Energy. Then why did President Trump speak about the Department of War? That's the question that is creating the intrigue here. Why did he refer to the word Department of War? Nobody understands. And if you look at the global situation, that is also not good right now. Recently, Russia tested and modernized its nuclear powered cruise missile named Burnetsvik and missile named Poseidon. So there were two missiles that Russia created. One is the Poseidon and the other was the Burevestnik. Both these are nuclear powered cruise missiles. Yes, they have been tested in an underwater format or in a secret format, but they have been tested clearly. One of these missiles called Poseidon. It is a nuclear powered underwater torpedo. So Russia has done that. Look at China. China is also rapidly developing its hypersonic guided vehicles. HGVs, hypersonic guided vehicles. China is also testing a nuclear capable hypersonic missile system. China recently also tested a hypersonic system in 2021, and then China lied about it. China said, no, it is a satellite launch. But in reality, it was not a satellite launch. We all know today that it was a hypersonic system launch. Therefore, America is only getting inspired now. And today, America is building new kind of warheads, new modernized ones. For example, let me write it down. One is the B6113 gravity bomb. That is one thing America is going to experiment now. The B6113 gravity bomb. Next, America is also going to experiment a version of W76-2 low yield warhead. Yes, it has a very small explosion, but it is a low yield warhead. This America is using for its Trident system 2D5. These two will now be soon created by America. Absolutely, Reshma. These can create tsunami when they are tested underwater. These can create huge amount of environmental degradation, as you are saying, Bulbul. That's a reality. That's correct, Saurav. Absolutely. That's very true. The drawback is that absolutely new powers like Bangladesh will also emerge. Absolutely, yes. We will create a new rat race towards nuclear weapon, and that's the worry we are having right now. So now you see the situation. Why is America now trying to test again? Plus, America is not clarifying also. President Trump says, yes, we will create nuclear testing. Did he clarify that he is going to do low yield testing, zero yield testing, non-explosive or explosive testing? Why did he say Department of War? Why he did not say Department of Energy? He is inspired by Russia's. All these missiles we spoke about. Yes, he is inspired by China. Secret testing. So now, yes, America says, I will develop. What can you do to stop me? I will make the B6113 gravity bomb. I will make the W76-2 low yield warhead for being used in the Trident system. America says, I will also make a nuclear armed submarine launch cruise missile. And therefore, America today is committing that so far we have not done any explosive testing since 1992, but now we might. Now we might. And that's scary because all these three powers, Russia, China, America, are now busy modernizing their nuclear warheads. They are not committing whether these will be explosive or whether these will be non-explosive, zero yield, low yield. Does it not signify a failure in the CTBT? Does it not signify a failure of the CTBT, the Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty? Does it not signify a failure of that? Now, if you look at the CTBT, CTBT has been signed by 187 countries right now. And is that not shocking? That CTBT has been signed by 187 countries, but still it has not come into force. Why? When 187 countries are signing for CTBT, why is it not implemented? It is not implemented because major powers have not signed it. US, China, Israel, Egypt, Iran have not even ratified it. Russia ratified it but withdrew in 2023. India, Pakistan, North Korea, neither have they signed it nor have they ratified that. Today, CTBT is just about a global norm. It is not a binding law. The treaty bans, the treaty prohibits any kind of nuclear weapon test, any explosion, any kind of low, high, or moderate yield test. It completely prohibits that. But no power has ratified, that is major, and those who have ratified have also not implemented it at all. And that's the problem. The bigger problem is coming from Annex 2 countries. What is that called? Annex 2 countries. Annex 2 countries are those countries that are a specific group of 44 countries. 44 countries that are deliberately listed in Annexure 2 of CTBT. So just remember this annexure. One second. Okay, one second. It just got stuck. One second. Okay. Yes, so coming back to it now, there is an annexure called Annexure 2 of CTBT, Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty. Good morning, Himanshu. Seeing you after so long. Okay. Yes, that's valid, Vikash. Absolutely, absolutely. Very good morning, Cecilia. Good morning, Bacha. Okay, coming back now. So now, if you talk about the CTBT, Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty, signed by 187 countries, still not implemented. You know why? Because no major power has ratified or implemented. Correct? Now, there is another annexure, a part of this treaty called Annexure 2. And about 44 countries are listed in this Annexure 2. What is Annexure 2? These are the countries, 44 countries in total, whose ratification is mandatory for CTBT to be implemented. If they do not ratify, CTBT cannot be implemented because when CTBT was created, it was these four countries who had some power. They were the powerful countries. They could have created a stronger nuclear base. So, without their approval, without their ratification, CTBT cannot be implemented. And the problem is today, only 8 out of these 44 countries from Annexure 2 have ratified for CTBT. 8 Annexure 2 countries, they have not ratified. They have not ratified. 8 out of these 44 countries are refusing to ratify. And which are these countries? Let's also remember US, you have China, you have Egypt, yes, you have India, you have Iran, Israel, Pakistan, North Korea. So now, how will you implement CTBT? That's the problem. Is that clear why CTBT has not been implemented? You might argue 187 countries have signed, yes, but then it has not been implemented because you look at the situation. Annexure to 44 countries, they have to approve. Apart from that, we can't implement this. But out of 44, 8 countries have still not ratified for CTBT, and all these are major nuclear powers, as you can see. US, China, India, Pakistan, Iran, Egypt, Israel, North Korea, they haven't ratified. So definitely that means we cannot implement the treaty. Now, India, Pakistan, and North Korea have not even signed for the treaty, let alone ratification. So therefore, CTBT cannot enter into force even though 187 countries have signed for it. Now, another problem is today as America is threatening that I will start now experimenting and exploding my nuclear weapons. The problem is that US is also complaining that so far when Russia and China, they were busy testing their nuclear weapons, they hardly gave a clarity on whether these tests were zero yield or not. Today, America is complaining that we have no idea whether Russia and China have conducted zero yield test and we don't even know about it. So you only tell me basic common sense. If a test is zero yield, how will we know about it? If a test is explosive, the whole world will come to know. If a test is low yield, still a lot of people will come to know. But if a test is zero yield, if it is not creating any visible explosion, then how will anybody even understand that such and such test was created? We will never have that clarity. And America is saying that countries like Russia and China have exploited this category, zero yield category. They have continued to create testing, but nobody came to know. And this has allowed Russia, China to conduct hydronuclear test, subcritical test. long as these were not self-sustaining nuclear chain reactions, no country came to know what they have done in reality. And that is the reason today US, Russia, China, all these may be conducting thousands of tests behind our back, but we have no idea about that. We really don't know whether these tests are happening or not. They already have sufficient database in the past to depend upon. They have enough examples to take from their previous experiments. There is nothing that can stop them. And perhaps they are doing these tests and we don't know. US said that in 2019, 2020, Russia and China have also violated the zero yield norms. It said that CTBT as a protocol refuses. It denies that. It says you cannot conduct any kind of test at all. And CTBT also has about 300 networks, 300 stations that operate in 89 countries to monitor whether any testing is happening or not. And still, CTBT denied that claim of America. America said Russia, China between 2019-2020 have violated zero yield norms. They have conducted many such tests. But CTBT denies that. It says we have enough data from 300 stations in 89 countries and no such proof has been found. So there is a contradiction among countries only. Plus there is a new fear that what about zero yield weapons? What about zero yield weapons and what about nuclear taboo? What about that? Especially low yield warheads. Secretly, countries are now using nuclear weapons when others are not even understanding what is going on. Today, you have modern kind of weapons called hypersonic missile, cyber and space warhead linkages, underwater autonomous systems. You have nuclear capable cruise missile. What happens with these? When you use these weapons, the reaction happens quickly. There is a high chance of miscalculation. The reaction can go wrong, but it happens very quickly. And hardly anybody comes to know about it until there is a severe environmental impact that is happening visibly. There is an accident that happens, there is a spillover, nobody will even come to know it has happened. So how can you stop countries from proliferating their nuclear arms? You can't do that. That also means that another treaty that we have spoken about in the past called the New START Treaty. Remember, I had discussed with you the New START Treaty between Russia and America, the only such treaty between both the countries that also tries to control arms and weapons. It is expiring now in 2026. The expiry date of the New START Treaty between US and Russia is now expiring in 2026. February, it is expiring next year. It was a very good treaty because under the New START Treaty, both Russia and US were forced to control their weapons to about 700 launchers only, 1,550 deployed warheads only, not more than that. Today the treaty is expiring. Yes, Vikash, absolutely. That's absolutely correct, Vikash. Yes, Saurav. That's true, Saurav. Very good morning, aspirant. That's correct. Today the treaty is expiring, but there is nothing being done to relaunch or to renew the treaty at all. No such effort being made. Zero negotiation is happening to replace it or to change it, and that's the heartbreaking thing. Yes, that's correct, Dipesh. It was a treaty between US and Russia. We spoke about it. Now it's expiring. Nobody wants to renew that. And look at China in the meantime. China's weapon arsenal has expanded from 300 to 600 today. By 2030, China will have more than 1,000 nuclear warheads. China is not a part of any arms control treaty at all. It is now creating a new nuclear arms race. And it has dangerous implications for other countries also. Why? Because if explosive testing starts resuming, it will lead to a full-scale nuclear arms race. The existing treaties are not enough to control countries. Look at India's position. Since 1998, after Pokhran II, India has maintained a voluntary moratorium. That means willingly we have created a ban on any kind of nuclear testing, and India did not join CTBT. Why did India not join? Because CTBT does not encourage the countries to go for disarmament. CTBT also delegitimizes explosive testing, but it doesn't say anything clearly about nuclear weapons. And India's thermonuclear design was already tested 2 times. So India did not sign for CTBT. We did not see any logic in that. But now there is a problem. If America resumes testing, India will certainly also have to reduce testing, resume testing. What choice will India have? In a world that is competing for nuclear power, you cannot stay behind either. And if India begins testing, Pakistan will follow. And Pakistan is depending on China. So that is again a problem. India's position becomes very strategic, sandwiched between China and India. For India, China's nuclear modernization is a major concern because China will tomorrow support Pakistan. And do not forget that 2 months before, Pakistan and Saudi Arabia also signed a pact called SDMA, Strategic Defense Mutual Agreement. That means the nuclear power will also travel to West Asia now, Saudi Arabia being a key defense ally of Pakistan. So now what happens? India is in a dilemma. India is in a dilemma whether to resume testing in case US starts or to not, to maintain its credibility as a peaceful country. How will it impact the whole world? The world will lose all the faith in existing war control regimes, whether it is NPT, whether it is CTBT. It will encourage more countries to also now adopt nuclear power and running in the nuclear test. Yes, it totally undermines the legitimacy of nuclear non-proliferation treaty, the 80-year-old taboo that we have today on nuclear weapons and its usage will also go finish. It will finish completely. And today we are in the 20th, 21st century nuclear war order. That means countries are already prepared for so many wars and conflicts with each other. Territorial expansion, ideological problems, multipolarity is happening nowadays. US China rivalry is quite open. US Russia rivalry is very open. In today's situation, middle powers like India, Pakistan, North Korea, Israel are also very powerful. So, therefore, emerging technologies like AI, cyber war, space domain, this could only mean we can make more dangerous hypersonic delivery systems. The crisis is absolutely invariable. Recently, United Nations Security General's warning has come. Secretary General's warning has come. He says nuclear risk is already very high and the countries should try for some self control. Because whether it's the low yield nuclear weapon, which are designed to have a very small explosion, below 20 kilotons, below 20 kilotons of explosion. Although it is very small in picture, but in reality, it will only create a race from where coming back is very difficult. You can't come back. So that's what the article says clearly. Yes, that's correct, Saurabh. It is trying. Yes, International Atomic Energy Agency, Vikash, that comes into picture. And then it will also create to a chain reaction among countries. That's also correct. Now, quickly the question. With reference to contemporary global nuclear order, consider the following statements. 1. The Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty has not entered into force because several annexed 2 countries, 44 total, including US and China, have not ratified that. 2. The New START Treaty, which limits US and Russia strategic nuclear forces, is the only remaining bilateral arms control agreement between the 2 countries. And 3. India has signed but not ratified CTBT, and therefore it continues to maintain a legal means by law, that's compulsory, ban, moratorium on nuclear explosive testing. Which of these statements are valid? It's an easy question if you have understood the article. It's an easy question. Correct. Dipesh, Reshma, Sitaram, Lenny, Sumed, Vikash, Saurav, Kojumba. Correct. Answer will be B. Why is C wrong? For those who are still a little confused about 3, think about it. Think about it. From 1998, ever since we conducted the Pokhran 2, India has maintained a voluntary moratorium, a willing, a deliberate ban on nuclear testing. It is not compulsory ban, it's not legal. Then India has not even signed for CTBT, let alone ratification. We have not signed for it. Clearly because we don't see any logic in that. It doesn't encourage disarmament. So India never signed up for that. 3 is not correct. Whereas the first 2 are valid statements. So yes, that's a valid statement then. It's correct, Dishank. Okay? So B will be the valid answer. Now, quickly, the next article, also page number 8, editorial. India has not signed for it. Dishank, that's correct. That's correct, Yalia, if I'm reading your name correct. Yala, okay. So now the next article, page number 8, a moral embrace. Something that's immoral. We are talking about US and Syria relationship. So GS paper 2, international relations. Once again, the article points out towards hypocritic attitude of the US. So we are looking at the diplomatic hypocrisy of America. Now look at the situation. Until Syria as a country was ruled by Al-Assad, the leader who was later blamed for too many atrocities on people, Russia was blindly supporting Syria because Russia was a supporter of Al-Assad regime. Yes, Russia at that time was a strategic base. Syria was that time a strategic base for Russia in the West Asia. Correct? Countries like Israel and US were very anti-Syria. They were angry with Syria because they said Syria gives place to terrorists. Syria is a country that doesn't follow any democratic law and order. Syria has oil reserves, but all of them are dominated by Russia. And with that in mind, Russia continued to support the Al-Assad regime. But ever since the Al-Assad regime went into background, it just got defeated. Al-Assad regime was replaced by the new regime. America's policy towards Syria has suddenly changed, completely changed. Syria has become like a toy. Earlier, utilized by Russia, but today, 2025 October, a toy, a pawn in the hands of President Trump. There is a dramatic change in President Trump's attitude towards Russia. How did it happen? Let's understand. Today, Syria is being ruled by a leader by the name of Abu Muhammad al-Golani. Okay. In short, he is known as Ahmad al-Shra. What is he called? Ahmad al-Shra. This leader was one of the most wanted leaders for America until 2024. He was under the blacklist of terrorism by America. He is also the founder and the leader of one of the Al-Qaeda's branch in Syria. Okay, so he was a known terrorist by America. One of the most extraordinary change today is that America is now not only accepting him as a guest, but also honoring him, saying that West Asia's future is on the shoulders of Muhammad al-Golani. Look at that hypocrisy. Until recently, the same person had a bounty of $10 million on his head. Imagine, just look at that. He had a bounty of $10 million on his head. He was a terrorist, accused for suicide attack, assassination, and genocide. For America, he was the most wanted terrorist since 2024 and today. In October 2025, yesterday, he was in the White House having coffee with American President Trump. Today, America says that he is not only a great friend, but also a great ally with whom America wants partnership. Why is suddenly America changing his attitude towards al-Bashar, this man al-Shra? Why is America being so happy with Syria now? Because for America, any country, any ruler, any leader who has an anti-Iran attitude, who has an anti-ISIS attitude, ISIS, and who has an anti-Al-Assad attitude will be always welcome. Because for America, the game is very clear. America is worried that the entire West Asia is dominated by a country called Iran. So America and its ally Israel, they have done everything to control the power of Iran. Same insecurity was happening with Saudi Arabia also. Saudi Arabia was also very nervous about Iran's nuclear power. After all, Iran is the only tallest nuclear power in West Asia. So Saudi Arabia was also scared of Iran. No wonder when America said sign Abraham Accords. When America told Saudi Arabia that please make friends with Israel, Saudi agreed. Okay, yes, we will make friends with Israel. Why? Because for Saudi also, to have somebody who can control Iran was very important. Iran seemed like the only big threat in the area. And all the countries agreed also. Right? It was a very big network of America, Israel, supported later by countries like Qatar, Saudi, Bahrain, who all were hating Iran. And US proved it also. Just 3 months before, US plus Israel carried out heavy B-2 bomber attack on Iran. They tried to finish Iran's nuclear facilities. Remember the names: Fardao, Bushehr plant, Natanz. All these were ended by America. It was bombarded. Why? Because they were afraid of Iran. And then what happened? Suddenly things started changing. In Syria, that was a key ally of Russia, Al-Assad government just ended. And now it has been replaced by the new government. Today for America, the only logical instrument to be used against Iran has now become Syria, because Syria is still very active with terrorism, whether it's Al Qaeda, whether it's other terrorist organizations like ISIS outfits, whether it's Jaish e Mohammed, whether it's Taliban. There is always a presence of terrorism and non state actors of terror in Syria. Syria is a perfect ground that today America can use to balance the power of Iran. Because America has somewhere also understood that Israel is a very spoiled child. There is no point in pampering and giving chocolates to Israel, because Israel will do what it has to. America kept on telling Israel, at least you listen to me. Don't do anything against my approval. Did Israel listen? No. Israel went and attacked Qatar also. Qatar is also an ally of America, a key military base of America. America became embarrassed after that. Now America understands, no matter what you say, Israel will do what it wants. Second time also, Israel slapped America. As President Trump started leading the 20-point peace program, Sharm el-Sheikh summit, he thought Israel will understand. President Trump thought Israel will understand and Israel-Palestine will have some peace. Israel did not understand. Attacks are still going on. So when Israel is not ready to listen to America, definitely America also wants more countries to act against Iran, to balance Iran. And today this new leader, Al-Shra, is the best bet for America very clearly. Today, therefore, yesterday, in fact, America has told that now this man is a new man. He's a changed person. Al-Shra has promised cooperation with America against ISIS. Realignment is happening between US and Israel, and Syria will support that. Syria will also now make very good friends with Israel. A new pact between Israel and Syria. Now that is a shock. It is a new shock of the hour for entire world community. The new friendship pact between Syria and Israel, coordinated under US authority. That's the latest heart attack people are getting. This is perfect for America. Why? It weakens Iran's position. It is reshaping West Asian politics in the favor of US. And it is also trying to consolidate pro-America regimes in West Asia now. So therefore, today, no matter his past links with Al-Qaeda, America is saying, you are a good man and we are friends now. So what is Al-Shra promising in return? Al-Shra is promising now that he will support America in all anti-terror operations in West Asia. He will also support Israel when it comes to killing enemies like Hezbollah, Houthis, Hezbollah, and all these, Hamas. I will support Israel. That's what Al-Shra says. US has therefore also withdrawn the $10 million bounty that was in his head. Sanctions on Syria have been removed. There is a new report that says America is now going to prepare a new airbase in Syria. Look at the situation. America is creating a new airbase in Syria. This will facilitate the negotiation of Syria-Israel security pact, and this is unprecedented. US wants Syria, led by Al-Shra, to join the US-aligned Arab economies to counter terrorism led by ISIS and Al-Qaeda, to counter Iran's rising influence in the area. But this is a very, very troublesome reality. It is not a good thing that is happening. Why is it not good? Why? It is not good because look how ugly it has become. Al-Shra, founder of Al-Qaeda's Syrian branch, is now being celebrated as a champion of anti-terror. Is that a good example we are giving to the world community? There were two massacres led by Al-Shra in Damascus, Syria, against minorities like Alawite and Druze minorities. They were killed. It was a genocide. His government keeps on conducting fake elections. He is known to be a very, very big dictator who centralizes the power. He is also a man who has links with transnational jihadi outfits. He is also a man who is against civil society and media. He is one person who is known for anti humanity moves, and still today America supports him. America says reshaping politics in Syria by giving him acknowledgement, giving him respect, supporting him by withdrawing all the sanctions. Is it setting a good example in front of the global community? Is it setting a good example? Absolutely no. It is also having a grave implication for West Asia. Under leaders like Al-Shah, how can we expect internal stability to happen? There are sectarian tensions that are still alive. Old Al Qaeda networks are still coexisting and operating with allies of Al Shah. What about that? Giving power to a man like this will only mean newer and younger terror outfits blooming without anybody realizing, without punishing a person for war crime, ethnic cleansing, jihadist association. Syrian society is still poor, still fragmented, and nothing is being considered by America. Like Iraq and Libya, there are unaddressed grievances and power vacuums that are still happening. And by supporting this kind of government, what example is America setting today? America is once again. Now, look at another very interesting situation. When I told you that this will also mean that now Israel and Syria will sign a new pact of friendship, did the word Golan Heights not come in your mind? Yes, anybody? Did the word Golan Heights not come in your mind? Golan Heights, places in the news, UPSC. Today, as Israel and Syria will become friends because of America's pressure, what about Golan Heights? Israel had captured Golan Heights long back and still not given it back. Today, if Israel and Syria become friends, it is almost like America is legitimizing Israel's control over the Golan Heights. What about Egypt? What about Turkey? How will they react in this situation? Will they not become muted in this kind of situation? Similarly, will it not reduce the influence of Iran in Syria? Will it not realign Syria with America led politics and security architecture? Tehran, Iran will lose. It will lose a crucial Arab ally. It will lose a crucial friend. Al Assad was a friend of Iran. Today, under Al Shah, the new Syria will not be a friend of Iran anymore. Iran is losing one more ally. It will also enable Syrian access to Lebanese Hezbollah outfits, which means further encouragement of terrorism. And this is also about US hypocrisy. Selectively, America criticizes some terror organizations and selectively it patronizes certain other terrorist organizations. The same America who says Russia is not doing a good thing, the same America which put 50% tariff on us Indians and told Prime Minister Shri Modi that your oil is streaked with blood because you are taking oil from Russia and this oil is being financed by the blood of people who are dying in Ukraine. The same man is now supporting Al Shah. Look at the hypocrisy here. Supporting a former terrorist for geopolitical convenience is absolutely undermining America's position as the creator of global norms. Today, everyone is wondering whether US commitments are all about convenience, transactional, or do they really mean anything in reality? So that's the new reality now. A pact that is very disturbing in reality, which again favors only America. That's the article all about. Axis of resistance, Reshma, that's correct. Very good morning, Akash. Quickly, the question now. Consider the following statements regarding the recent political developments in Syria. 1. Ahmad al-Shah. Earlier, he was called Abu Muhammad al-Gulani, was the leader of HTS. It is a terror organization called Hayat Tahrir al-Sham. Has been recognized as by US as Syria's president. After HTS captured Syria, he captured Damascus and defeated the older leader al-Assad. 2. US has recently lifted all sanctions and withdrawn its bounty $10 million on Mr. Shah, signaling a shift in West Asia strategy. And 3. HTS under Mr. Shah has fully severed means broken, ended ties with transnational jihadi networks and has internationally been verified as a democratic political movement. Wow, okay. So answers are all correct there. Now, whether it is coming from Yala, whether it's Reshma, Vikash, Dipesh, Sitaram, Ramu, Saurav, Dishank, A is correct. 3 is wrong. First two statements are valid. That's the new politics of America by making friends with Al-Shah, removing all sanctions and bounty, and encouraging him as the new leader of Syria against Iran as a new friend of Israel. That's correct. But 3 is not correct. Why? Because he still operates the Al Qaeda network only. It is not any kind of democratic movement. So it's not correct. And that's a valid answer as per in Sumaid and MK. Very well answered. Very good, everyone. Next article, page number 8, but it is a case study. It is a case study. Now, for UPSC exam, we all understand apart from articles, case studies are equally important. You can use these case studies in your answer writing also. They help you understand concepts better. So from today's newspaper, we have 2 case studies, and interestingly, both the case studies are based on Tamil Nadu. One is about Tamil Nadu's green climate policy, and the other is about Tamil Nadu's policy on empowering the transgender communities. So this case study is about climate action. We will summarize it quickly. It is GS paper 3. Ecology, environment, climate change, disaster management. Okay, let's see what the article says. Article is saying Tamil Nadu recently had announced a policy. By that, it became the first state in India. So do remember, Tamil Nadu became the first state in India to have a dedicated, professionally managed, completely government-owned company, organization you can call it, that is handling all the climate related actions. And this is known as Tamil Nadu Green Climate Company, TNGCC. What is it called? TNGCC, Tamil Nadu Green Climate Company. And what is that? Tamil Nadu is the first state in India to have a company that's completely government owned, systematic, professional, and it deals with climate action, called as Tamil Nadu Green Climate Company, TNGCC. What is the role? It has been registered under the Companies Act Section 8 as a non-profit company. Non-for-profit company. That means the profit that this company will earn will not be taken as salary by the employees. It will be distributed and reinvested for welfare and future initiatives. So it's a non-for-profit company, Section 8 of the Companies Act. Yes, very good aspirant. TNGCC. Good. What is the mission of this company? There are clearly 4 integrated missions here. Listen carefully. The question is based on that. So listen carefully. 1. It is to create a TNCCM. What is TNCCM? Tamil Nadu Climate Change Mission. Tamil Nadu Climate Change Mission. TNCCM. That's one foundation. It is trying to reduce carbon emission. It is trying to work towards resilience against climate disasters, and climate policies should be integrated with other administrative policies. Second initiative, the GTNM. What is GTNM? Green Tamil Nadu Mission. Green Tamil Nadu Mission. What's the objective? Forest and landscape restoration, wetland restoration, trying to grow more trees, afforestation and biodiversity conservation. So Green Tamil Nadu Mission. Green Tamil Nadu Mission. What is the third one? TNWM. Tamil Nadu Wetland Mission. Quickly, one question I'm throwing on you. Quickly. It's a quick missile that I'm throwing on you. Current affairs missile. How many wetlands does India have now? And which was the last wetland? We have just added one wetland. How many do we have total all India? And which is the latest one? Let me know. Okay. Coming back, the third pillar. TNWM. Tamil Nadu Wetland Mission. Mapping, conserving, restoring wetlands, enhancing ecosystem services. And the last mission is T-Ensure. Very good, Dipesh. 94 wetlands. Brilliant. Last is T-Ensure. What is T ensure? Very good, MK Dipesh Reshma Kojumba. 94. And the last one was Sitaram. Yes, Dishank? Very good. Gogabil Bihar. Gogabil Bihar. Please remember Gogabil Bihar. Very good, Sumit Saurabh. Very good, aspirant. Correct. Brilliant. So now last is T ensure. What is T ensure? What is shore? Shore is coastal area. So T ensure is about mangrove conservation. Recently, 2 mangroves were in the news. According to IUCN, Sundarban mangrove is in danger. 2. Bhitarkanika, Odisha, known for its population of marine saltwater crocodiles, is also in danger. Odisha mangrove. Yes. So, T ensure is about mangrove conservation to also protect coastal communities. These are the 4 pillars of the new company we have just discussed. The ultimate aim is to have a government established mechanism to prevent ecosystem from degrading, to restore the ecosystem, to protect vulnerable communities, and in the end, it is about removing the problem of policy fragmentation. Rather than have 1,000 policies, have one dedicated company called TNGCC. Section 8 Companies Act, non-for-profit. 4 pillars: TNCCM, Tamil Nadu Climate Change Mission; TN Shore; TNWM, Tamil Nadu Wetland Mission; and then Tamil Nadu, which was the third one, Tamil Nadu Green Tamil Nadu Mission. These are the 4 missions ultimately to reduce policy fragmentation, and one single government company will take care of climate. What is the main idea? The main idea is that although Tamil Nadu contributes only 7% of India's carbon and greenhouse emissions. What did I just say? Tamil Nadu is responsible for only 7% of India's total greenhouse emission and India's total carbon emission. But Tamil Nadu is a highly industrialized state. It's a perfect case study that despite being highly industrialized, you can still have a low carbon emission. Why? Because state has worked hard to reduce its carbon emission intensity by 60% of its GDP at a time when India has a target of controlling its greenhouse emission by 45% of GDP by 2030 under nationally determined contribution in the Paris Agreement. Tamil Nadu has made a case study by reducing its carbon emission to 60% GDP already from 2015 to 2019, and that's something to learn from. Tamil Nadu is rapidly adopting solar green energy. Tamil Nadu is an example of push towards electronic vehicle and energy friendly urbanization. Look at Tamil Nadu. 60% of installed capacity in Tamil Nadu is coming from renewable sources. Look at that. 30% of electricity generation is also coming from renewable sources. Tamil Nadu has India's largest solar and wind market. By 2070, Tamil Nadu will be the biggest contributors in Viksit Bharat target. India says by 2070, India wants to become zero carbon neutral, and Tamil Nadu will be a biggest contributor in that. By 2047, India will become Viksit Bharat. Tamil Nadu will be a major contributor to that. It is the first state in India which has created a district level climate action plan. Please don't forget that. Please don't forget that. The first in India to create a district city level climate action plan by focusing on 4 ecosystems: Nilgiri, Coimbatore, Ramanathapuram, Virudhunagar. All these are the 4 areas. Together, Tamil Nadu today says these areas together create 3 million tons of carbon dioxide sequestration. They are able to capture so much carbon dioxide. It's almost like creating a carbon sink in this area. Together, all these will reduce carbon emission by 92% by 2030. All this is possible. Why? There are real-time monitoring, real-time cameras, real-time, emission projectors that are put there. Real-time project level updates are being taken place. District level transparency is there. Public is also included in this participation because Tamil Nadu today says you can only solve the problem of something when you can measure that. So what gets measured also gets done. So each district in Tamil Nadu has a project management unit. Project management unit. And that unit takes care of electronic vehicles, waste management, decarbonization. Plus, Tamil Nadu also is one state which believes in massive afforestation to protect mangrove restoration about 1,668 kilometers of coastline. Tamil Nadu is really working to protect its mangroves. Today, Tamil Nadu has one of the highest number of wetlands in India. 20 Ramsar sites only from Tamil Nadu. 30% of Tamil Nadu's area is already under protection by the government. Integrated waste management and wetland management are parts of this agenda. Methane reduction in rice cultivation is what Tamil Nadu is telling the farmers. Solid waste management, segregation of waste, greenhouse gas reduction, maintaining sustainable livestock practices and registering how much emission is happening from dairy farm sector also. Agri resilience, water conservation, all these are the pillars of the larger climate action agenda, making Tamil Nadu one of its own kind case study today. So just remember that Tamil Nadu right now is on the green climate mission. And all these steps are a part of that. So quickly the question, GS paper 3, consider the following statements regarding Tamil Nadu's actions. Climate actions. 1. Tamil Nadu's Green Climate Company, TNGCC, coordinates all climate related actions in the state through 4 pillars: TNCCM, GTNM, TN Wetland Mission, and TN Shore, about mangrove and restoring coastal community. 2. Tamil Nadu aims to achieve net zero emission by 2070 in alignment with India's national target. It has already electrified all public transport in the state. And 3, the state is hosting 20 Ramsar designated wetlands, and 30% of its area is already under protection to improve biodiversity and restoration. That's a valid answer coming, started by yes, Vikash, and then came Reshma, and then we have Sumed, Saurav, Sitaram, Ramu, Kojumba, aspirant, Dishank, MK, correct. Very, very good. C will be the valid answer. Why will 2 not be correct? Because although first part is correct, yes, Tamil Nadu aims to become carbon neutral by 2070, just like India. But right now, we can't say that all public transport is electrified. No, a major part of it is electrified, not completely. So, second is not correct. Now, as I said, there is another case study from Tamil Nadu. In 5 minutes, I will finish this. GS paper 2, social justice, vulnerable communities. One of the most vulnerable communities in India, transgender plus third gender. Transgender, third gender, the most vulnerable communities. Tamil Nadu has once again become a case study. And what kind of case study? By implementing one of the sustainable development goals. And that goal is about creating universal health coverage to every individual in your country. So yes, Tamil Nadu has become a case study by empowering its transgender. The Sustainable Development Goal that promotes universal health coverage is about leave no one behind, provide equal primary, secondary, and tertiary health care even to the marginalized groups. And despite that, across the whole world, especially in South Asia and more so in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, transgender communities continue to face a major marginalization, systemic barriers, stigma, shame, abuse, discrimination, exclusion when it comes to accessible, affordable medical care. Tamil Nadu has become a pioneer in creating healthcare facility for transgender by creating a policy that combines dignity with social rights. Ultimately, it's about Article 21 of the Constitution, the right to life and liberty. Article 14, the right to equality irrespective of your sex or gender. That's Tamil Nadu right now. And what is Tamil Nadu doing? Tamil Nadu is creating a concept where there is a universal health coverage even to the transgender. Because in most of the other states, the healthcare providers and hospitals, they are not specialized in dealing with transgender problems. They can only conduct gender affirming surgeries, or they can cure them for HIV or sexually transmitted infections. That's all. Most other states are doing that. Either you give them a medicine for sexually transmitted infections, or you cure their HIV, or you enable them gender change surgery. That's it. But Tamil Nadu has created a major change here by extending the benefit of free healthcare insurance coverage to these transgender people, by making sure that transgenders only do not need sex change surgery. They don't only need treatment for HIV, they also need counseling and mental health care. They need hormonal therapy. They need to be treated for chronic non communicable disease because they are also humans. Article 21, Article 14. And therefore, today Tamil Nadu has created a unique initiative called as Rajiv Gandhi Government General Hospital Initiative. It started from Chennai in 2008, and it meant to adopt gender affirming surgeries and to support transgender welfare board. So that's the new incentive taken by Tamil Nadu, the new initiative. It's called as Transgender Welfare Board. This board created by transgender welfare board. I repeat, transgender welfare board. The idea is to make sure that you provide special clinics called gender guidance clinics. What kind of clinics? Gender guidance clinics. What kind of clinics are these? From 2018, Tamil Nadu has been giving gender guidance clinic. Under these clinics, there are 8 districts who are already operating these clinics. The idea is to provide free of cost gender affirming procedures. All various health problems will be solved within the single roof. For example, from 2019 to 2022 to 2024 and 25, we have seen 7,644 successful transgender gender affirmation surgeries successfully being done. At the same time, under Chief Minister's Comprehensive Health Insurance Plan, CMCHIS, almost like the central government's Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, Ayushman Bharat. At the state level, Tamil Nadu also operates a free insurance by which transgender people can take hormonal therapy also, gender affirming surgery also, and by doing this, India has become the first South Asian country to include transgenders in universal healthcare. So do remember that from GS paper 2. You can write this. This is important for prelims. India is the first country in South Asia to do what? To include transgender population, transgender people in universal health care. That's very, very important. Because now in Tamil Nadu, they have removed the upper cap that if you earn 72,000 rupees per annum, only then you will get some insurance. Now it is not like that. Transgenders don't need any ration card or any other proof that could act as a proof of their identity, citizenship, anything. They will be supported with documentation online. And even if they have not still received the documents, they can still enroll in the hospitals and get a surgery done. It will be done by experts in the hospital. This is quite in line with India's Transgender Persons Protection of Right Act 2019. There is a section 15 of this act. I will quickly write the abbreviation so that we remember what we discussed. This is called Transgender Persons. Very important for GS paper 2, because always remember, today I am telling you, in GS paper 2, direct questions will come. In GS paper 1, from Indian society, you can have very, very abstract questions. So you have to be very clear about regionalism, secularism, secularization, communalism. You have to be very clear about all that. Indian society, polyculture, various articles, all that is there. But for GS paper 2, it is only welfare schemes. So direct questions come here. On transgender, elderly people, children, women, physically handicapped, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, OBC. You will get direct questions on them. So it's very scoring paper when it comes to social justice and society. GS paper 2. So transgender persons Protection of Rights Act 2019 is the act that tells you all that. And this initiative of Tamil Nadu is in line with that. Today, Tamil Nadu, by strengthening the rights of marriage, education, health, protection, anti conversion therapy, no kind of gender forceful conversion. No, you cannot force people to change their gender. That also Tamil Nadu is now doing. And by this, Tamil Nadu has pioneered a new model in India and South Asia by making sure that free insurance, free hospitalization will be there to promote the health and self respect of the transgender. There are some challenges that remain. The top challenge is that today in Tamil Nadu, the general health insurance policy for transgender under the Gender Welfare Board through the Gender Guidance Clinic, it lacks one thing. It only creates access to primary and secondary healthcare. Primary healthcare, they can get consultation from doctor and medicines. Secondary healthcare, they will get procedures done. They will get hospitalization and expert guidance done. But there is still a lack of complex procedures being covered in gender guideline clinics. That is still not there. Mental health and psychological counseling is still lacking. Psychiatric treatment is still lacking. Then regular training of staff to deal with transgender is still lacking. Then you have a lack of policies for transgender when it comes to gender budgeting. That doesn't include any special fund to be created for transgender, and ultimately, we still need to reduce the shame and stigma associated with transgender population in college, school, public offices. If that happens, only then these initiatives will make any difference. So although Tamil Nadu has done a great job here by launching central government guided free insurance plan under the broader Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana Ayushman Bharat 2018. That's a great thing Tamil Nadu has done. A great example. Under PMJAY, today we cover 50 crore people in India. Today, 5 lakh rupees are being given per family for secondary and tertiary healthcare. But the same allocation is lacking for the transgender, and that's what we need to look into. That how can gender guidance clinic further expand to tertiary care and normalize the participation of transgenders into all other sectors also. But still, Tamil Nadu has laid a great model here. Yes, absolutely. That's correct. That's correct. The deliberate conversion, this will be covered under the paper. In GS paper 2, all the problems concerning vulnerable communities will come. Welfare policies for them, problems for them, constitutional provisions for them, government welfare, state level also, they are quite important. So I don't say learn everything. I always tell my students learn 4. The idea is 4 by 5 strategy. Identify 5 vulnerable components, study 4 welfare schemes for them. Enough, you don't need more. Consider the following statements regarding universal health coverage. 1. It aims to provide all individuals and communities access to essential health without causing financial hardship. 2. UHC covers preventive, promotive, curative, rehabilitative and palliative mental health. Now, palliative happens when there is no cure for a disease and you are only taking care of someone before they die. And 3, it means free healthcare for all citizens regardless of income or social status. Really? Is that universal healthcare? Really? Is that the confusion all about? Why is third statement so confusing? Is universal healthcare about that? That everybody, even the rich people, will be given free access to medical hospitals? No. No. Universal healthcare means those people who are above, immediately above, or actually below the poverty line, or those people who are dependent on government services like ration cards or government rendered welfare, those who are poor and marginalized, they should be on the basis of their annual income. For example, less than 8 lakh, the non-creamy layer OBC, or any upper limit. If they fall below that, then they will be given access to some kind of the PM Ayushman Bharat card. Then they qualify to get that card. Somebody who has a decent annual income, why will they be qualified for a free insurance card? They don't need that card, right? So A here is the valid answer. 3 is not correct, but the first 2 are correct. So well answered everyone there. No problem. Some criteria for evaluation is there, Ramu. So that's correct now. So Kojumba, Sitaram, Dishank, Vikash, Dipesh, Reshma, well answered. Very good. MK, Yalink, Kojumba, well done. So we are done mostly with the big ones. Now quick one last. Oh, that's okay. Some confusions are okay, but third one is not correct. So before I take your leave, one quick last article. It's an important topic though. I will not say not important, very important. GS paper 3, I am talking about antimicrobial resistance AMR. And I'm sure you understand what's AMR. That's correct, Sumit. What is AMR? What is AMR? Antimicrobial resistance means that by using too much antibiotic, a time comes when all the microorganisms like bacteria, fungal, virus, protozoa, they become so resistant to medication that they don't die. No matter how much medicine you consume, no matter how much medicine you administer, they don't die. They become immune to it. They develop resistance towards that. That's called antimicrobial resistance. It's the biggest danger confronting humanity in 2025 because according to World Health Organization, very soon, a new disease will come that is called disease X. It's an imaginary name given by WHO. It is such a dangerous disease that it will have no cure. And people will keep struggling, and that will create a major mortality rate across the world. That's called antimicrobial resistance. When microorganisms like bacteria, virus, fungi, parasite, they do not die because they evolve resistance and immunity against medication. In that case, no treatment can be successful. Today, World Health Organization says it is among the top 10 global health priorities on the planet. And therefore, 2025, there is a very important report that has come, and the report is called WHO Antimicrobial Resistance Surveillance System Report. It is called as the GLASS report. So don't forget that. GLASS report. What is it? GLASS report. Antimicrobial Resistance Surveillance System report. Under this report, few very shocking details have come. Like, India is one of the highest countries that face, India is one of the highest antimicrobial resistance rate facing country today. We have one of the highest AMR rates. In 2023, 1 in 3 bacterial infection in India was resistant to common antibiotic. And that's why. That is the reason. The cause is that in India, people don't go to doctor. I have a bad throat. Okay, let me go to my pharmacist. I will go to any pharmacy and say, please give me a tablet. I'm having fever and bad throat. He will give me antibiotic. I will have. Worst part is, he will say at least have for 5 days. I will not even have for 2 days. As soon as throat pain is better, I will throw it away. And that's a danger. That's a danger. Why? Because the bacteria in me has not died properly. Next time I consume the same tablet, the bacteria will not get impacted. It will become immune to that tablet because I didn't kill it. No, I finished the treatment in half. And then what clarity did I have that whether I should take antibiotic or not? Maybe it was a plain viral infection. Maybe it's a fungal infection. Maybe it's an allergy. Why did I consume that antibiotic? Azithromycin. People are busy having antibiotics like doctors. They are recommending to others also. I remember during COVID 2021, I was talking to one of my colleagues and he said that I'm not feeling well. So I said, sir, consult a doctor. COVID is spreading. So he said, why? What will doctor do? I will pay 1,000 rupees as consultation. Doctor will also give same only, no? And he took and had antibiotic. So that's a common trend even among educated people. Recently, when so many cough syrup deaths happened, that time also we said the same thing. Why in India are we consuming over-the-counter medications? Why do we think we are doctors? It's not good, right? And that leads to antimicrobial resistance. Globally, 1 in 6 infections today has shown resistance. They don't die with antibiotic. It is especially dangerous to those people who have a low immunity. Those who are going with surgical procedures. Tell me, if they get an infection, what happens to them? How will you cure them? Will it not lead to high mortality rate? It will. So that's the danger here. Why does AMR happen in India so much? One, I already gave you example. Yes, we have a toxic relationship with paracetamol, dolo, azithromycin, so many kind of Sinarest and I don't know what all. We are just consuming sometimes for the pleasure of it. Little bit health is not good without, okay, eat a dolo, have a dolo, distribute that dolo. What is going on? It is actually a disaster for the body. Long back, there was a report that even vultures are not eating the dead bodies of humans anymore. You remember that? And so many vultures had also died because they got contaminated with the dolo that we are eating. That's the level of drug abuse. You tell me what to do. So what are the factors here? Yes, paracetamol. So one factor is overuse and misuse of antibiotic in hospital and clinic. Semi-educated doctors, quacks, auxiliary doctors, busy giving antibiotics to people even during COVID, even during viral and allergic infections they give. It will have definitely a side effect. Second, self-medication. I am not well, I will decide what I should eat. I am the doctor, I am the patient, I am the nurse, I am one-man army. Naturally, I will die. Next, improper surveillance, improper monitoring of antibiotic. When you can buy antibiotic over the counter, there is hardly any legal procedure that is prohibiting these people to sell them to anybody who demands for that. Okay. Next is widespread use of over-the-counter medicines, including steroids, antibiotics. Then there is contamination also. Now let's understand there is a footfall of this also, a footprint of this also. One person will eat antibiotic. Now that person will also secrete wastage. That wastage will go. That dirty water, all the body waste, that will also go somewhere. That water will also contain the trace of antibiotic. After all, we are living in a closed economy. Nothing disappears in the space, right? Everything is integrated. One day, that antibiotic residue will become a part of your soil, underground water. From that, it will go to agriculture. From that, it will go to your crop, your plant, your fruits, your vegetables. Is it not coming back to your water and food cycle? It is. There is a reabsorption of antibiotic that's happening. What about the medical and pharmaceutical waste? In India, we don't have protocols of discarding that. If you see expired medication, you will throw it, right? It's not like you will separately throw it. You will consult a municipal corporation. Hello, sir. How am I supposed to discard my medicine? Nobody is doing that. We just throw it with food waste. Where will it go? It will absorb. Definitely, it will reabsorb in the ecosystem. What happens then? Again, it's coming back to the same water, same food. And that's why another and last problem is the overuse of antibiotic in the poultry and dairy sector. Now, antibiotics that cause cure in humans, that kill bacteria in humans, are also creating growth in animals. Same antibiotics are used as growth promoters in animals, cows, buffaloes, pigs. Now, these people give these antibiotics to them. That is animal abuse, also GS paper 4 ethics. But what happens? It again comes in the food chain, milk, all animal products. That is the problem here. So today, antimicrobial resistance is the greatest disaster that is confronting our health, frankly saying. And tomorrow it will be the biggest cause of mortality, because then infections will only increase, but we will not be able to kill them. In India, we have a protocol that is known as Antimicrobial Resistance Surveillance Network, AMRSN. AMRSN. It is monitored by Indian Council of Medical Research, that focuses on doing thorough research in various clinics and hospitals to see whether protocols are being met, but there is a problem. Corruption is there. Private hospitals do not allow that kind of proper surveillance. They pay money and get away with it. Tertiary hospitals are still monitored. But what about the rural clinics? What about the clinics that are primary health centers run by the government? They are so dirty. There, nobody is bothering to check. Kerala has created a role model. Now, Kerala. In 2018, Kerala created antimicrobial resistance strategic plan under the One Health approach. What is One Health approach? One Health approach means where you take animal, human and plant health together. It became common after COVID pandemic. Today, Kerala is leading that campaign by trying to educate people of the danger of using antibiotic without medical permission. But still, there is a problem. Globally, in the world, 97 antibiotics are still pending clearance, but still they are being used in the form of generic medications. We need today new antibiotics. There is a need for innovation. Antibiotics that are smart enough to kill the new versions and new mutations of bacteria and virus. And strictly telling people that do not consume antibiotics when you don't need them. creating over-the-counter regulations, telling people not to medicate children without a reason, and not to use them in agriculture for sure. So these are certain protocols we can take to fight against the problem. Otherwise, it's a very dangerous situation. As we are saying, yes, this dolo, paracetamol, antibiotic circus will go on, but it is dangerous for us. And now the last article, central government has released a new bill called seed bill. It's a draft bill right now. What is the need of the bill? The government is saying under this bill, we will replace the existing Seeds Act 1966. There is a Seeds Act 1966. It will now be replaced by the seed bill. What's the logic behind it? The logic is that it will regulate the quality of seeds, the material available in the market, whether it's good or not. And it will make sure that our farmers in India are getting high quality, affordable, and good, sustainable seeds to promote better output in agriculture. So that is the whole idea behind it. If there is a black marketing being done, there is an adequate punishment protocol for that also. So that's the whole idea. And as the bill becomes a law, we shall investigate it more thoroughly. And Supreme Court of India is telling the government that promote the use of electronic vehicles, because in Delhi, the pollution is only becoming worse than ever. For the third day consecutively, it's in the severe category in the Delhi NCR region. So the government is saying under National Electric Mobility Mission 2020, let's promote more launches of subsidized, affordable electric vehicles. That's the idea that the government, Supreme Court is giving the government. And now Pakistan has passed an amendment. It is being known as one of the most radical amendments in Pakistani history. What is the amendment? Under the new amendment, in Pakistan now, the president as well as the current army chief will not ever get any kind of criminal proceeding against them. It is giving them a lifetime of immunity against any kind of criminal offense. This is raising a lot of fear that once again Pakistan will slip into blind dictatorship. Already we know that the present General Asim Munir has a past that cannot be called transparent, especially after Pahalgam attack and Operation Sindoor. And today, by giving these people legal immunity for a lifetime, it's a very dangerous precedent. So that's all for the news today. Thank you so much for being with me, everyone. These are the answers. A quick reminder about those who are worried about the Prelims 2026. Join the Prelims Success in Prelims initiative. Highly recommended from everyone, including me, because it's only 4,999. And return, what do you get? You get all prelims preparation, crash course intensive training for CSAT separately, for GS paper 1 separately. And very soon I'm coming to take your CSAT classes also, reading comprehension classes also. So perhaps you can ask if it is included in this sale. Then also we can have a great interaction on comprehension. So think about it. And if you want to enroll, please use code SPLIVE. Okay, don't forget. Use code SPLIVE. Sale is ending tomorrow. And also tell people who are writing exam in 27, 28. We have some attractive offers. 18,000, 15 months plus training. Use code SPLIVE for that. Similarly, 2028, use code SPLIVE. 32,999, all GS courses covered. So that's it from my side now. I'll see you tomorrow with another fresh news episodes. Thank you for your kind words. My dearest Kojumba, Eric, Vikash, Dipesh, Sumed, Aspirant, Sitaram, Deepak, Ramu, Reshma, and who else is there? I think I've taken most of the names. Sakshi and Saurav, Vikash, okay, Mumtaz. Mumtaz is not there today. Akhtar is also not there. Manisha is there. And Aman is there. So, yeah, that's it from my side then. I'll see you tomorrow. God